Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and I'm going to be reading on Donald John Trump's December 12th through the 14th. Yeah, I guess it's his weekend. As usual, the Radiant Rider Waite is the tarot deck and the Maybe Lenormand is the Lenormand deck, which is actually, it's 52 cards rather than the traditional 36. So you wind up with, I guess, some gypsy cards mixed in. But anyway, these decks are working really, really well for me, so I'm going to keep going with them. So, for Donald John Trump's, I'm always torn about whether to go for whether or not he's successful or to look at his karma. But you know, I feel like we already know his karma. It's really dark. It's really dark and it's always tied to money, and that's the type of a, soul experience he's going to have, is where he objectifies himself based on how much money he makes. So I think I'll go ahead and do with success or not, and then how about for down here at the base with the card that's usually the forces in motion, how about I'll change that to like what he's actually doing and challenges, and then up here I'll do what he's attracting, and then whether or not he's successful, because the attracting could look like the karma card. I mean, it'll show up that way, and then his future. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so Donald John Trump. Okay, so what he's actually doing? What? All right, and his challenges as to what he's doing. Okay, so that's reversed. And up here for what he's attracting. What is he attracting? Okay. And whether or not he'll be successful. And his future. Oh boy, okay. So let's move these out of the way. Get them framed up here, and I'll throw in the Lenormand in between. I think this should give us enough room here. Yeah. Okay. All right, so okay, so what is he actually doing? Of course. Okay. His challenges. Let's put, well, actually, I don't know if this is even going to work. I might have to, it's okay. I'll figure it out. Okay, so what he's attracting. Donald. I want one more for that. Okay. Wow. Okay, now, successful or not? And then his future. Okay. obviously I need some more information on the future there. Let's see, how much room do I... Oh, okay, I've got plenty of room this way, so I can kind of keep things a little separate. So this way, hopefully you can see the separate kind of little categories we got going on. Yeah. Okay, so this way, and I want two, let's do 2 more cards for his future. Huh. Yeah, okay. That actually makes good sense. All right, so let me dive in here. Sacred chopstick, cherished chopsticks nearby. I'll put her right up there. Okay, so, or maybe one's a her and a him. I don't know. Carol and Greg, you're going to have to tell me. Okay, actually, I could do this. Scooch these this way. And then, okay, let's just make sure. Yeah, and there's, it looks like I have enough room for closed captioning there. Okay, so, well, what he is doing is he is trying to create his own, you know, destiny, his own fate with the Wheel of Fortune, of course, ruled by Jupiter. It's about, you know, moving forward and expanding in the way that you know, want to go. But of course, his motives, intentions, his actions is wrong. With the Fox card, it's wrong. There's a hidden agenda, which we have up here with the Book card as well. And it's like a hidden agenda and a nefarious intention. The Stars card is often about intentions. And you know, what we put out into the universe. It's also a card of many connections. I mean, in this card you can't see it, but in other Lenormand decks, there's a whole bunch of stars everywhere. This deck just isn't the best for that, but it does show it's bright and shining and it goes everywhere. But I think in the context of him, I get the sense that this has to do with his nefarious connections. So he's trying to get the world turning, you know, the world in his world, the Wheel of Fortune in his world, and connecting with people who will give him what he wants. He's trying to connect with people who will give him what he wants. Now remember, this is just over his weekend. This isn't any long-term future. This is what he's actually doing and how it's going to play out over the weekend. So we're only going to the 14th here. Now, his challenge with the King of Cups reversed. Wow. So this is somebody who is acting like they care about him, but they really don't. This is like somebody who appears to be very calm and emotionally balanced, but underneath there's this like ruthlessness, like I'm going to get you. And it's someone who's very self-serving, of course, just like Trump, you know. Of course he would attract that. And that is his challenge. Maybe it's also saying that his challenge is that because he's ruthless and he hides, although he doesn't truly hide. I mean, we know he's racist. We know all of his relationships are very transactional. We know that he doesn't care about other people and their families or America. He only does things to get what he wants. He does show us who he really is, which is one of the key meanings of this card when it comes through reversed. is that when you see a person, especially a king, and now this could be the page or the knight or the queen, but when it's a king, because it's the air quality of water, so water being emotional and air being strategy, so this is like strategy to manipulate, when it's emotional and going in the negative sense, which it is being reversed. So when somebody manipulates you the first time and it's coming from a lot of strategy, it behooves you to trust them the first time. It's like that old Maya Angelou quote, believe them when they show you who they are. So, just for teaching purposes, because this is a really dark card, it's a dangerous card when these types of people are in our lives. So I kind of want to dive into it a little bit more. These guys are abusive, they're emotionally abusive, they're completely emotionally unstable. These are like the borderline personality disorders and the narcissists, but they manipulate with their emotions, like, oh, please don't leave me, like that kind of thing. Like, I won't hit you again. I promise I'll never hit you again. That's what is, this type of card. I mean, that's the kind of person that's in this type of card. And they also cheat. I won't cheat on you again. I promise I'll never cheat again. Well, they lie and they manipulate just to get what they want. So that's the key thing with him, and that's his challenge. And I think everybody is in on it. I mean, they are not in on it, but up to snuff. They understand it. So, in combo with the Clover card here, this could be possibly two foreign connections that are manipulating him the same way that he has been manipulating and abusing. So this, and it's a watery card. This could be across the water. So I feel like this is two foreign who people that he thinks are his allies, but they're not. They're not, because the king's reversed. So, yeah, so it could be him, and it could be a couple of relationships that he thinks he's, in cahoots with that are going to work out. But they're not trustworthy at all. Now, up here with what he's attracting, with the Seven of Swords reversed, I mean, of course, when it's straight up, it's the moon in Aquarius, you're really wanting to look at the big picture. And this is a card about deception and getting away with something. Well, when it's reversed, he's not looking at the big picture, and he's not going to get away with whatever it is. It can be a really challenging card, upright or reversed, either way. But when it's reversed, it brings in that element of suddenly secrets from the past, popping into the future. And this is what he's attracting. And here we have the good old boys club, Medal of Honor. Or this could be people who we really trust in the FBI and the CIA, because they are a specific club of their own watching him and Melania. Or him and Ivanka. Or both. So, yeah. So he's not going to get away with it, and it's because he's been watched in the past. So whatever this is around here, of course it's got to be the money laundering, and, it's got to be the thing that he and Mitch MCConnell and Elaine Chao are involved in. Oh, and you guys, I want to apologize for what I said about, I made some ridiculous little comment about, what's going on in Kentucky. Are they all racist too? I am so sorry about that. It, I don't know why I let that fly out of my mouth, but I sincerely am sorry and I don't believe that that's the case. And I love the comments that I got. That Michelle left some beautiful comments about, how she's holding the light. They're holding, and there are many of her holding the light in Kentucky. Oh boy, do we need her. Yes. So I'm grateful for the forgiveness, and then also because I had the birds card down here. Let me see if I can recreate. I had the moon reversed. Let me see. I remember I was using this little deck. Maybe it's still... Because I'll show you how I screwed up with what I said about Mitch McConnell. Oh yeah, here I go. It's on the other side. So I had this card here when I was doing Mitch McConnell's reading. I still want to do another one because I want to figure out how he cheated for the last, well, at least this last election. I want to know how he got away with it. Because it turns out he only has a 14% approval rating. And anyway, the reason I'm diving into this is to kind of clean up the past and do some repair work with you guys, but also to, to just, for us to always hold in the back of our heads that without McConnell, Trump would not have gotten anywhere. So when we're talking about what's really going on, like this is Mitch McConnell, this is Mike Pompeo, this is Bill Barr, even though he's turned on him recently. This is like everybody, what's his name, Lindsey Graham. This is everybody who has supported him. So anyway, what I had here yesterday, oh great, they're right here on the top. I had this little card, the hands, the bonds, and the fish. So for Mitch McConnell, I had this feeling of him being upside down and creating a lot of delusion, and emotionally upside down and creating a lot of illusion, that kind of thing. And I said as Speaker of the House, and it's because I clued in here on this birds card. Now, in hindsight, and of course I know he's not Speaker of the House, I know who Nancy Pelosi is. I don't know why I said that either. I guess my mouth just wasn't working right. It's like just stupid things I said. Doing some stupid people tricks. But so anyway, in further like reflecting back, like why did the Speaker of the House thing kind of came through with the birds, because it's all about verbal communication. But maybe what's really going on in like Mitch McConnell, because for his reading, this was all about like forces in motion and what's really going on with him. Yesterday when I did that reading, now I'm wondering if this is the illusions that he's trying to pull over in his like partnerships with Nancy Pelosi, because she is the Speaker of the House. And I remember we had the government card up here, the little tower card, and we had like the money going out. So maybe she's on to him. Maybe she's on to all of his secret, his nefarious ways of earning money. Because at the end of the reading, it was definitely very, very clear that he and his wife are involved in money laundering. So I'll read on her separately to get more clarity into that. But anyway, that's kind of the question on the table for me with Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi. Like maybe she knows something about him, and I don't know. I'll have to try and get clear on that. But if you guys have any information about that, about their relationship, or if she's like, I wonder if Mitch might be being investigated already. So okay, so I'll let that go, and let's keep on with let's go back to Donald, the grifter. the lying golfing grifter. So just for this 12th to the 14th, December 12th to the 14th, there's something he's not going to get away with, and of course he's being watched. And I do think that this is our FBI CIA card in the context of this reading, because who else would be watching him? You know, Secret Service, his own Secret Service. And who else could watch him, you know, so closely? And Melania and Ivanka. So that's why he's not going to get away with anything, is because he's being watched. Okay, now, success or not? Well, with the Eight of Wands, you know, it's really just like a lot of news, or something could come down really quick. It brings in speed. And of course it's Mercury and Sag, so it's, you know, communication, information, and it does move like through the air very, very quickly. But the question is always, is it the truth or not? Well, with him, of course, it never is. But this could just be simply a card about travel, you know, and then he's gonna have either some travel that is secret because he has a goal around it, or this could be that some news comes in that is hidden and secret. Oh, it could be because this is whether or not he'll be successful. Well, it could be that then something comes out in the news about a secret goal that he has had. Because the anchor is always about goals and targets. It can be like ties to different people. So, of course, we have this connection down here. Because he's going towards his like long-term security, which is what this card is about. But there's something secret and hidden. Wow. Okay. So I guess we'll just keep our eye on the news. His future with the let me move these over so we can see everything here. Oh yeah, I guess there is enough room. Okay. So hard telling through this viewfinder sometimes. So we have the Knight of Swords. And of course it's like, you know, all the knights are fiery. They move. All the knights have movement. Well, with the Knight of Swords, it goes really quickly and, you know, not with a whole lot of thought. And this is pretty much the way he moves through life. He can be ruthless. He can be terribly, you know, like going forward without the thought of any consequence. Just, you know, like running into battle without even having the brains to put your helmet down. And he doesn't even have his sword pointed out, you know, like, I mean, it's just, this guy's not to be trusted, and reversed it's even worse, but straight up, I mean, it can be trusted to get something done really quickly, and that's the same thing with this card here too, and it's like trying to beat somebody is what I think. Like in the future, he's just moving forward compulsively, and this is also a card of big changes. Big changes, and I think it's because he's been beat. And, oh, right, you guys, oh, I'm an idiot. December 14th. December 14th, does that fall? Let me see, where's my phone? Oh, hold on, I don't know if I can. Is that, what day does the 14th fall on? Is it a Monday? It certainly is, yeah. So the 12th is Friday. So we're reading Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but by Monday morning, of course this would come through in the future position. December 14th, besides the, what is it, the, oh my goodness, it's a celestial event before the 21st. Oh, I know what it is. I have it written down here. It's the new moon solar eclipse, December 14th, 23 degrees Sag. And that happens, of course, that's going to conjunct with his moon, his public position, and his south node, his past life point. And so that's going to happen on the 14th. And then on the 14th is also the day that, aren't the votes certified? I mean, they're already, I think they're certified already on the 8th, but then they're, isn't that the day that the Electoral College, officially confirms, in each state? Or it might be different in some states might be later rather than sooner, but there's something really big on the 14th, a political event. So for some reason it's slipping my mind. I think that it is the confirmation of the Electoral College votes. But he's lost, where did I see? 59 times? 59 times. He's lost 59 lawsuits. And yeah, so he's lost bigly. And then that ridiculous thing about, suing the state of Texas, suing a bunch of other states. Well, you can't do that. You can't, one state can't sue another state for their electoral, the way they conduct their election. That does, I can't do that. So, he's going to lose that too. Anyway, okay, so but his future, I think this is a big change for him in his battle. And I think that he's truly beaten. Because the whip is about, actions. And if you just imagine in the old days, like this was how they cleaned carpets or rugs. They brought them out, they brought their rugs out, outdoors, hung them up, and then beat them. And so that's why this card is often, a card of like abuse and getting hit, things like that. It can be a debate as well, but it's going to reveal, it's going to reveal some loyal followers who have been like nurturing him through this, like comforting him through this time. So I think we can kind of read this full circle and just keep going and say it's going to reveal these people who have been trying to, keep the flames burning for him, but they're wrong. They're wrong and they're crooked, and they're all connected. So this is going to be a really interesting weekend to watch and see what comes out in the news. Because it looks to me like something's going to come out. I get that feeling, even though I don't have the Rider card here. I don't have other, maybe it's something that has been out already, and now it's revealed. This could also be some way that he was trying to start a war with Iran, I'm not sure the best way to say that, but it feels like there's something that's going to be revealed about somebody who was very loyal to him and who helped him to get to where he is. So we're going to get like I think, now I could totally be wrong, but at least it's in the near future, if it's not this weekend, that we're going to get some type of like a twofer where we know more about some foreign nefarious players, and it's more than what he's done, it's who has helped him to do what he has done. So it could be something that comes out with Mitch MCConnell. It could also be something that comes out with somebody from another, country. But I think that's what we have to look forward to. And of course we know he'll be, it's a weekend, or of course it doesn't matter if it's a weekend with him. He's always going to be golfing and lying and trying to maybe get some cash for pardons. And, he'll be doing his normal denying, deflecting, distracting, deceiving, and trying to delay things. But it's not going to work. This like the only thing I know for sure in my life is just that it's over for this guy. And we can count on that. We can start counting on all of these players that have been his connection. This could be like a widespread. It's like what's that gal that I love, Sarah Kendzior? Oh, I'm probably, I don't know if there's a D in there. Is it Kendzior or Kenzi? I don't know. She has a podcast called Gaslit Nation. She's amazing. I should know how to spell her name, but I tend to listen to her more than look for it online. So anyway, she's the one that's been clued into for a very long time to all these like foreign connections of widespread money laundering. Yeah. And one of you wonderful souls wrote in the comments, and I'm so sorry I can't remember. There were a lot of comments last night, and I was trying to read, trying to keep up. But anyway, Sarah Kendzior calls it the transnational crime syndicate disguised as a democracy. So that's what we've been up against all these years. And it's been festering down underneath, for all these years. And I really think that when it's all said and done, I think that the only thing that we can be really, if you could call it grateful, but we can be really sure of with Donald John Trump is that he helped to expose all this. Because he's not very bright, because he really is not very bright. These little guys are bright. But he always has to turn to them. The only thing he's bright about, and his, there's some brightness here, there, and his family, is their ability to strategize, ways of bringing more money into their coffers. They are good that way. But they're terrible at understanding the karma that they're bringing in, and they're just ignorant of any spiritual, natural, universal laws that are in force that are just all going to come back down on them, So, but anyway, all that's going to be exposed. Eventually, everything will be revealed about all the players who have helped him. We can count on that. And like I said yesterday, man, just stock up on snacks and like bubbly water or whatever you drink, because we're in for movies after movies after movies, documentaries, and I believe that will come out from other countries as well because of the, we've had a lot of assistance from other countries. That was all there before Even before he was elected, it was all out there. It's just that people didn't care to look. Okay, well, that's it. That's all I have for today. Thanks, you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And please take good care. Everybody wear your mask if you have to go out. Wear a mask. Wear 2 masks and a shield if you need to. Whatever you need to. Make sure your eyes are covered and your airways. Remember, it's an airborne illness we're dealing with. Okay, bye.